Hello friends, my name is Krista. I'm the founder of Cocomelli Wellness Collective, and today we're going to do a movement flow that focuses on connecting you to your body and getting your body to relax. So for the purpose of our movement together, you don't need any weights, but I do want you to have a yoga block, or if you don't have a yoga block, you could get a pillow. If you have a pillow, you can also use this pillow for stuff when we do kneeling or half kneeling. So any way to support your body. I'm just going to grab a pillow and a yoga block, and those are going to be my props to support my body. But grab whatever you have and whatever you need to support your body so you can take care of your body in the best way for you as we move. So I'm going to have you start on your back. We're going to start on our backs. Just bend those knees and plant those feet. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths together. Before we start, I want you to focus on your feet and your feet's connection with the floor. So your toes aren't scrunched, but you're going to go big toe, ball of the big toe, so right under that big toe, the ball of your little toe, so right under that little toe, even distribution of your weight between those 2 points and your heel planted on the ground. So toes are spread wide but not scrunched. Big toe, ball of your big toe, ball of your little toe, and your heel, that is your tripod. And you're just going to maintain contact with the ground. So gentle. You don't have to crush your feet into the ground, but make contact with the ground. Evenly distribute weight through your feet on both sides through those 3 points. And now I want you to just put your hands on your rib cage, because we're going to take a few breaths, and I want you to focus on your rib cage, so especially through the side ribs and back ribs. So you're going to start by inhaling through your nose. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And just notice where your breath is going. You might notice that as soon as you inhale, all your air goes to your belly and your belly expands. You might know that as you inhale, this stays stationary and your chest expands. So it's a lot of chest breathing. So we're going to find a balance, and I want you to focus on getting your breath through your rib cage. So your diaphragm is the muscle. You have a left and a right under your rib cage, that helps support not only a respiratory muscle, rather, in supporting your breathing, but also a muscle of your core and supporting your core. So core stability is just pressure. We talk about this all the time. Can you maintain pressure between that diaphragm and your pelvic floor? So part of the ability to maintain pressure is the rib cage and pelvis, those structures. And the other part is getting those structures to move more optimally. So we're going to focus on our diaphragm with that rib cage expanding as we breathe. So you're going to take some deep inhales through your nose. And then exhale like you're blowing out of a straw, and get a full exhale. Slow and controlled. Once you feel like you fully emptied, keep exhaling a little bit more. And then, without gasping, slowly inhale again. Inhale through your nose. Exhale everything out. Full exhale. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling, and then slowly inhale again. Exhale everything out like you're blowing out of a straw. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. And this time I want you to hold that exhale. And then again, without gasping, slowly inhale again. Really expand through that rib cage. Exhale everything out. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling, and hold. Slowly inhale again. So you know you got a good exhale because the next inhale should feel a little easier to expand. So keep breathing like that, inhaling through your nose, exhaling like you're blowing out of a straw. Focus on expansion through the full rib cage, 360 degrees around your rib cage. And we'll just take 2 more breaths, moving at your own pace. And finish out your breath and just start breathing normally. We're going to move our pelvis. So again, you're keeping contact with those feet. I want you to tip your pelvis forward. So you're going to anteriorly tilt your pelvis. The front of your pelvis is going to move away from the bottom of your rib cage, and then you're going to tuck the pelvis under, gently tuck the pelvis under, roll those hips under. Your top of your pelvis is going to move towards the bottom of your rib cage. So just move your pelvis slow and controlled. Keep pushing through those feet gently. Connect to the floor. We'll go one more. And then I want you to draw one knee towards your chest, and you're going to extend the other leg out straight. So, long with this leg. If you need, you can put that pillow or block behind this knee, because as I do this, I don't want you to hike your pelvis or have your pelvis move in any way. So if you need to have a slight bend in your knee to keep kind of that neutral pelvis, you can put a block kind of under there and have a little bend in that knee. So as you pull that knee to your chest, you're not hiking up this pelvis on the same side. Okay, so knee to chest, extend that leg straight or support yourself as you need. And you're just going to take a few breaths here. Don't force the movement. So I don't want you to force and tense everything up. Just gently pull that knee to your chest. Think about elongating through this hip of that extended leg, and just take a few deep breaths. So try to fully relax into this position. And then we're going to switch and hamstring stretch. So I want you to extend that leg straight and flex that foot. Bring your toes towards you. Again, if this needs to be bent, you can bend that knee. Otherwise, keep that leg extended out straight. And I want you to do some slow and controlled circles at your ankle. So if I'm drawing a circle with my ankle, my heel would be the tip of the pencil or pen or marker, whatever. So you're focusing on drawing a slow and controlled circle, leading with that heel. And then you're going to go the other direction, slow and controlled, Again, leading with that heel all the way around. And then you're going to draw that knee into your chest again, and you're going to point your toe. So you're going to point your toe, so toes away from you, draw that knee into your chest, and then flex your foot. Bring those toes towards you as you hamstring stretch, and you're going to alternate. Knee to chest, point your toe, hamstring stretch, bring those toes towards you. So gently move one to the other. Toes towards you as you straighten that leg. Point those toes away from you as you draw that knee to your chest. Just go one more, finish out your rep, and then you're going to go ahead and switch. So draw that knee to your chest on the other side. Again, support yourself as you need. So if it needs to be a little bit bent so this hip doesn't hike up, hips stay neutral, pelvis is neutral, you can go ahead and give yourself some support, but you're just going to relax, creating some length. Focus on creating some length on this opposite side hip. So fully relax, take some deep breaths. And then same thing, hamstring stretch, bring those toes towards you. Again, you can bend your knee if you need. Take some deep breaths. Pelvis stays neutral, so you're not hiking one pelvis up. Pay attention to what's happening at your pelvis. We're not forcing anything. We're just going to let our body relax into the position. And then you're going to draw those circles, again, leading with that heel, slow and controlled. And then go the other direction, lead with that heel. And finish out your rep, and then we're going to alternate. Draw that knee to your chest, point your toe, and then hamstring stretch, bring those toes towards you. Knee to chest, toes away, point that toe, hamstring stretch, bring those toes towards you. Flex your foot. And then finish out your rep. And you're going to draw both of your knees in towards your chest, and you can just rock around a little bit. And then we're going to go to an open book stretch. So here's where you can also have a prop if you need. So I want you to take one leg and drop it over, and you can support yourself with your head. You can support yourself here, but I want you to take this top arm and reach it away from you. So shoulder blade, you're not up by your ear, shoulder blade is reaching, and then you're going to open up all the way across. Give me a little rotation of that mid-back thoracic spine, and you're just going to rep it out. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that block and support myself a little bit with that block. But give me a reach, open up, rotate. Just move at your own pace. And then you're going to hold in this position and just take a few deep breaths. Again, let your body relax. Support yourself as you need. You don't have to force yourself into any position. Give yourself props if you need them. And just take one more breath. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you can just roll over. I'm going to turn all the way around and do the same thing. So you can support yourself if you need with a pillow or a block. Give me a reach through that shoulder blade and then open up that spine, rotate. Bring it back and reach through that shoulder blade, reach forward, mid back. So your thoracic spine is what's rotating as you open up. And then same thing, give me one more and just hold. Take some deep breaths, relax into the position. And then one more breath and you're going to rotate back, and then you can remove your prop if you had one and go back to drawing those knees in towards your chest and just rock around a little bit or just hold and take some deep breaths. And now we're going to slowly roll up and roll back down. So you can either stay and hold your knees to your chest, take some deep breaths, do some happy baby, or you can join me for some rolls. And then just one more, and you're going to stay up and straighten those legs. So long with your spine. Bring those toes towards you. You can support yourself with your hands if you need. I want you to point your toes. So point those toes. Leave your toes pointed and pull those feet back up. So toes stay pointed and then you're going to extend those toes out. So point those toes. Leave those toes where they're at and pull those ankles back up into dorsiflexion towards you and then extend those toes out. So just move at your own pace, point, leave those toes where they're at, bring those ankles up, dorsiflex, toes are still pointed, and then extend those toes out. Just give me a couple more. And then last one. And then we're going to go one ankle at a time. So I want you to slide one foot out. A little bit. Slide one foot out. Spread those toes wide. So slide it out enough where you're having to work a little bit to keep that foot planted on the ground. So it's not close to my body. I'm just going to slide it out just enough, and we're gonna take that ankle, so we're focusing on our ankle joint, You're going to slide that foot. I want you to hold on to your shin, your tibia. So we're not working on rotation through here. We're working on rotation through here at your ankle joint. So slide your foot to one side, pull up, rotate it across. Again, not from here, from that ankle. Set it down, slide across, pull up, rotate across, set that foot back down. Move at your own pace. Again, we're focusing on motion, controlled motion down here at your ankle. Nothing's moving from here or your hip or anything else. And then we're gonna reverse it. So pull up, rotate across, set it down. Slide it across the floor. Lift up that foot. Rotate, set it down. Same movement, just the other direction. Mateo's lounging. I would rather you do 2 reps in the time I do 5 than you to rush through this. So really slow it down as much as you need to connect to that ankle. It might feel a little crampy in your feet. You can shake it out. Go one more or finish out your rep. And then we're gonna switch. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we're focused on our ankle. You're gonna slide that foot out just a little bit. I'm not scrunching my toes. I'm gonna spread them out wide. I'm gonna support myself so nothing else moves. Slide that foot to one side as far as you can. So as I do that, I don't want this to move with me. It's happening at down here. This is where all the action is happening. So slide it across, pull it up, rotate it, set it down. Slide it across, pull it up, rotate, set it down. You might notice that one ankle feels more restricted than the other. You might notice that the bottoms of your feet, the muscles of your feet feel crampy or tired. So just listen to your body. Move super slow. It should not feel painful. So anything we do should not feel painful. Again, I would rather you do less reps and have them be really, really slow and controlled, connecting to your body, than you to rush through it. So switch directions. We'll do a couple more. And finish out your rep. And you can shake it out. We're gonna come to our hands and our knees, and you're gonna move through some cat-cow. So we'll move our spine a little bit. So again, if you want that pillow to support your knees, by all means, grab a pillow. But you're gonna do wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. I want you to round your spine, look in towards your belly button. Tuck the tailbone under. And then you're gonna tip that tailbone, pull that sternum through. So sternum is the bone right, kind of your chest bone. And look up towards the ceiling. Move at your own pace. And then I want you to start trying to segment this move. So if I start at my tailbone, my head is going to be the last thing to move. So I'm rounding out one vertebrae at a time. Head will be the last thing to move. If I start with my head, my tailbone will be the last thing to move. And play around moving both directions each way. One way might feel a lot harder to control than the other. I find it a lot easier for me personally to start at my head rounding out versus my tailbone, which I did to start rounding out. So I have to practice that a lot. But move super slow-mo. Try to get every single one of your vertebrae to move. And then come back to neutral, and now we're just going to focus on your lumbar spine. You're going to round it out and then tuck that tail or tip that tailbone. So we're just going to move our lumbar spine, kind of how we started with those pelvic tilts. You're just going to move the bottom part of your vertebrae. And then now move through everything again, a couple more reps. And sit back in child's pose, extend those arms out, and take a few deep breaths. Take one more breath. And then you're going to come up to your hands and knees again, and I want you to grab your block or your pillow, and you're going to set one knee on the block or pillow and tuck those toes under. So you're kind of in a hover hold position. One of your knees is going to be off the ground, and the other one is supported on the block or the pillow, and we're going to get our pelvis moving a little bit. So drop one knee straight down towards the ground. It doesn't necessarily have to touch the ground, but you're going to drop that. Your pelvis is going to shift and then pull everything back up. So drop one knee towards the ground and then pull it back up. So you're keeping a reach through those hands, like you're pushing the ground away from you, allowing our pelvis to shift just a little bit. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to kind of turn so you can see me. So drop one knee towards the ground, pull it back up. So what I'm not doing is hiking up my pelvis one way or the other. I'm just dropping straight down towards the ground. Pull it back up. So neutral gaze, just kind of out in front of your hands. Keep a reach. I don't want you to sink into your shoulders. Keep a reach away from you. We'll go one more, and then you can remove that block, and you're going to come in to a half kneel. So one knee up, one knee down. I want you to neutral spine. So rib cage and pelvis are stacked. You're going to tuck that back toe under. The same side hand as the knee that's up, you can kind of reach it down. Opposite hand, you're going to reach away. I think about presenting this hip forward, but I don't want you to just push your hip forward. You're presenting this hip forward. Give me a reach, and I want you to just take some deep breaths. Again, you're going to just relax. This is what we're working on through here. You can create some length through that side, the side body. But fully relax. Try to fully relax. Use your breath to support you and just letting your body release and relax. And then take one more breath, and you're going to come back to your hands and knees and take that same leg that was just down and stick it straight out to the side. Plant that foot. Give me some adductor, which is your inner thighs, some rocking. Butt over your heels, shoulders over your wrists. So keep that whole foot planted. My knee is cracking. I'm not sure if you can hear that. And then you're going to let that foot rock with you as you rock back and forward. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So one knee up, one knee down. Tuck that toe under. Rib cage and pelvis stay stacked. Give me a reach and just take some deep breaths. Let your body relax. Don't force your body into a position. It should feel pain-free. You should be able to relax into the position. Create as much length as you can through this back, hip, side. And then come back to your hands and knees. Stick that leg out, plant your foot. Give me that rocking. Butt over your heels, shoulders over your wrists. And then let that foot rock with you as you rock back and forward. And then I want you to just sit your butt on your heels. So for me, I'm going to grab a pillow and stick it under my butt. You can do whatever is comfortable for you. And we're going to focus on our head and neck. So I want you to, we're going to do some head circles. I don't want you to force it by any means. I want you to move super slow-mo. So take how slow you're moving and slow it down even more. So you're going to start by just pretend like you're going to stick your chin back to make a double chin, and then triple chin, and drop your chin towards your chest. And if your chin was the pencil, you're going to draw a line towards that shoulder. Once you hit your shoulder, you're going to start lifting up. So start making that circle. Again, your chin is drawing the circle. You're going to lift up out of your cervical spine. So don't just throw your head back. think about lifting up. And super slow-mo, draw a circle with your chin all the way around. And then once you get over to your shoulder, you can start dropping that chin, double chin, triple chin, towards your chest. All the way back. And let's go one more round this direction. So super, super slow-mo. Once you start coming up and back, you're lifting up out of your cervical spine. So I'm not just throwing my head back. Draw as big or small of a circle that feels pain-free for you. Don't force it, just move with control. And then once you get back to the center, you can slowly roll back up, and we're gonna go the other direction. So move on your own, move at your own pace. 2 reps, super slow. So double chin, triple chin, chin to chest. Draw that circle with your chin all the way up and around. Just move at your own pace. Think about lifting up out of your cervical spine. Don't just throw your head back. And then once you reach the center, you can roll back up, and we'll do a couple more things, and then you're done for today. So I want you to drop your ear towards your shoulder, and then take the opposite arm. So if I drop my right ear towards my right shoulder, I'm going to take my opposite arm and I'm going to pull my shoulder blade back. So pull your scapula back and then turn that head towards your armpit crease. And you can give me some nods of that head. So slow and controlled. A little nerve flossing. And then come back up, bring that head back up and that shoulder blade back. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So drop your ear to your other shoulder. So for me, left ear to left shoulder, I'm taking my right shoulder blade and I'm pulling it back. And then I'm gonna turn my chin towards my armpit crease. And you could either hold right here or you could do those slow and controlled nods. And then come back up. Give me some shoulder shrugs. And then I want you to take your pillow. If you're not using it to sit on, bring it under your belly. And we're going to finish with some prone, so on your belly breathing. So we're directing the air to our back side rib cage. You can just fold your hands and rest your head on your hands. And you're just going to take some deep breaths. Again, we're focusing on our rib cage. So starting how we finish, but see if you can direct your air to that back side of your rib cage. So inhale through your nose, slow and controlled. Exhale everything out. Elongate the exhale. So the pillow is there just to help give your body a little feedback. So if you're super belly breathing, you'll feel your belly expand into that pillow. So you could have a pillow, you could roll up a blanket. You could always skip the pillow entirely, but use it as you need. We're focusing on our back rib cage. Full inhale. Elongate the exhale. And as you're sitting here breathing, I want you to think about one thing you're proud of this week about yourself. It could be something you've accomplished. It could be something that you've worked through that was really difficult. It could be something about your character. It could be how you showed up for a friend. It could be a promise you kept to yourself. You said you were going to do something and you did it. Pick just one thing that you're proud of about yourself this week. And I just want you to think about it. And then I want you to think of one thing that you're grateful for. It could be anything. It could be a friend, a situation that happened. Maybe you had a really beautiful, lovely, sunny and cool morning. Maybe you got all of the lights while you were walking or driving. Maybe you got 0 mosquito bites when you were out walking your dog at night. Or maybe someone showed up for you when you really needed it. Whatever it is, maybe you read a really good book or you got a really good book recommendation. Whatever it is, just think of one thing that you're grateful for. And then take one more breath. Inhale deep and slow through your nose. And then sigh everything out. And then you are done for today. You're welcome to stay and breathe as long as you want. But you are done for today. I hope that felt relaxing. I hope it recentered yourself for your day to start or end your day or in the middle of your day. And I hope that you know that you are worthy as you are. You don't have to change a single thing about yourself to be any more worthy of love, of care, of support, of energy, effort, time, all of the things. So I know that seems like, you know, oh, duh, okay. Or maybe it doesn't. I'm here to remind you that. I will continue to remind you that every single time you see me. And we hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, evening, sleep, and we will see you next time.